During his life, Jim Brown was frequently called the greatest football player in NFL history. The Cleveland Browns fullback was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1971, was a four-time NFL MVP, and led his team to an NFL championship in 1964. He also excelled in lacrosse and is known as the league's all-time leading rusher. Jim retired in 1966, but his career as a public figure was nowhere near over. He was known for being a social activist throughout his life, and 2 years before he retired from the NFL, he began a prominent career as a Hollywood actor. He appeared in films including Rio Conchos, The Dirty Dozen, The Split, The Running Man, Mars Attacks, Riot, and opposite-screen goddess Raquel Welch and Burt Reynolds in 100 Rifles. He was also seen in the small screen in shows including Knight Rider, The A-Team, and Chips, among others. He became an author in 1989 with his autobiography, Out of Bounds. Behind the scenes, Jim was married twice and fathered 5 children across the 2 marriages, before passing away at age 87 on May 18, 2023. Here's everything to know about Jim's first and second marriages. Sue Jones Brown. Jim married the former Sue Jones in September of 1959. They welcomed twins, Kim and Kevin, just a year later in 1960, and another child, son James Jr., was born in 1962. The entire marriage lasted almost 10 years before Sue filed for divorce in 1968, citing gross neglect. It wasn't finalized until 1972, and Sue was awarded $100 per month in child support for their 3 children, plus $2,500 per month in alimony. During his marriage to Sue, in 1965, an 18-year-old woman accused him of assault and battery for an alleged incident in a hotel room, resulting in an arrest. He was later acquitted, but more trouble was on the horizon in 1968, the same year Sue filed for divorce. He was charged with assault and intent to commit murder when model Eva Bonchin was allegedly found beneath a balcony off his apartment, apparently thrown off. She refused to cooperate with prosecutors in the investigation, however, and the charges were dismissed. In his autobiography, later stated that the conflict with Eva was over an affair he was having with fellow activist and feminist icon Gloria Steinem. Monique Brown. Jim would be engaged twice more before finally settling down again. He became engaged to 18-year-old Diane Stanley in 1973, but they broke it off the following year in 1974. Years later he again became engaged, this time to Deborah Clark, but he was arrested in 1986 for allegedly assaulting her. She refused to press charges and he was released, the matter dropped. Jim married model Monique Brown in 1997, and together they welcomed 2 children, Eris and Kimberly. But again, trouble loomed in 1999. He was charged with allegedly making terroristic threats against Monique. He was also charged with vandalism for allegedly shattering a window in her Jaguar with a shovel, per USA Today. He was sentenced to community service, domestic violence counseling, and probation, but ignored the terms and ultimately was sentenced to jail for 6 months. In 2002, he was released after serving 3 months in jail, also per USA Today. On May 19, Monique took to Instagram with a formal statement about Jim's death at age 87. "It is with profound sadness that I announce the passing of my husband, Jim Brown," she wrote alongside of herself kissing Jim on the forehead. "He passed peacefully last night at our law home. To the world he was an activist, actor, and football star. To our family, he was a loving and wonderful husband, father, and grandfather. Our hearts are broken."